Good morning. It's Friday, January 6th, 2023. My name is Terry Morgan. We're here to practice. We're going to practice. I'm here to practice. I have Wudang Qigong advanced set scheduled. I'm going to digress just a little bit for two things. Excuse me. And they're both relevant to advanced practice as well as to this idea of cultivating the chi. Okay, what's chi? Inner breath, that sense of being able to connect the inner breath with the physical breath, quiet the mind, still the body, and extend that energy, Jing, which is Qi, through the body. The ability to connect that internal breath, the Qi, the life force energy, is the other way to translate it. Qi is Qi. Jing is Jing. Jing is energy. It can also be translated to similar to Qi with that sense of essential life force. It belongs to the effort and the will that is extended and expressed through the movement. Qi has that same sense. It's breath energy, not more that intrinsic or kinetic energy. Jing is breath energy. The energy that we get from the breathing cycle is different than the energy that we get from a movement cycle. Okay. Distinction. Qi, Jing, is something that is a lot of times not even talked about, let alone paid attention to and tried to cultivate. Alright, so I'm going to put this down so I don't spill it. So as we're practicing, right, part of the skill that we're trying to develop is this ability to connect with and circulate the inner energy, Jing, inner breath, Qi, with the body movement, with the mindfulness of what is being done. Okay, where am I? What am I doing? What's my body position? Where's my weight distribution? What's the movement? All that long litany. Together with my intent. What am I trying to do? What do I want to accomplish here? What's my goal? I'm trying to lift my leg, okay? Why am I trying to lift my leg? Am I going to do something with it? Or is it just because I want to lift my leg? Well, no, I'm actually going to do something with it. And understanding that intent. So, dragon and tiger join together. As I bring this leg up, I know that I'm going to extend it with both hands, extend through the heel, and bring it back. So, sink through the supporting leg. I've got to sink into this leg to be able to sustain my weight. I need to be able to draw this leg up, and it's not simply let me bring the leg up and nothing there. As I bring this leg up, I could do something with my knee as this right here, This knee right here, I could. That idea that goes behind. I know that that exists. I know it's possible. I'm not trying to do anything with that right at the moment. The same thing, I'm not trying to do anything other than extend my leg fully and push out as I extend the heel. I know that behind that movement, there are several things I could be doing. And multiple targets out here. I'm not thinking about, I'm going to do this one, I'm going to do that one, I'm going to this. Pull in, sink, open the hip, extend through the back of the leg, and then pull it in and put it down. That movement, making it smooth, continuous, complete. The breath should be smooth, continuous, and complete. The effort, the energy that we put into that movement for Qigong should be smooth, continuous, and complete. The more we develop the skill to make the movement and the breath and the energy and connect all of them smoothly, continuously, and completely, the easier it is to move on to what we do next. All right. In practice, how do we, and this is something that I did this week, so we're reviewing practice generally. I'm trying to focus on advanced Qigong. And the skills that we're working on in advanced practice, and I'm looking at the camera over here. I probably should be looking up here over here at other things. So I'm gonna look over from here. I'm looking at the camera. The things that we focus on, the things that we pay attention to in advanced practice are not the movements. They're not. If we're trying to pay attention, if we talked about this yesterday, if we're trying to pay attention to the movements, we have to pay attention to the movements. We can't pay attention to some other things. Okay? But I'm still trying to figure out, what do I do with my foot? How do I manage my balance? Where's my hand supposed to go? I can't pay attention to how my intent is connected to the energy behind the movement and how I use that energy to actually complete that movement. I can't start with nothing and move it through something that I don't know how to do. Coiling Snake. I did not have to think about, okay, now I'm going to shift my weight and I'm going to turn to my right and I'm going to bring my right hand over here and I'm going to tuck this hand here. No. I did that at one time. I absolutely did that at one time. I still do that from time to time. I still very much pay attention to, here's the physical movement, here's what I want to develop today. Same movement, coiling snake, I'm going to go the other side. I'm here. I want to develop the skill to twist and go down, the physical skill, I pay attention to physical skill here, physical skill. As I settle and sink, I want to know exactly where my weight is, exactly what my body is doing, so that as I sink and return, I focus on each and every physical aspect of that movement. I may do that in practice. I might. If I'm doing that, I'm not doing this. The first one, very much paid attention to the physical movement. My legs were working hard, very much paying attention to how that weight was distributed and how I was holding as I turned. Second one, Coiling Snake, do it. That reflex, because it is a developed reflex. This movement, done this way, this effort, this energy, go. But that reflex is something that we want. It's not something that we can achieve without that. I got to know what this movement is. I've got to know how to do it. I've got this. I got that. All these other things have to come together in order for this. Which way do I want to go? I want to go this side to happen. I didn't think about it. Leopard climbs a tree. I wasn't really thinking about it. I just did it. Right there. Okay. That is part of what we want. That's not beginner level. Beginner didn't gonna do that. It's not gonna happen. Okay. One of the other things, and I'm gonna do this because I didn't do it earlier this week. I was, this is foundation stuff anyway, so practice. All right. One of those days. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I was gonna say something, but I decided I'm not gonna say something. I do that. There are so one of the things that we do want to pay attention to is, again, what the thought process is, which thought pattern is, and how we bring whatever it is that we have to class or not. Now, I had some things that I had to bring to class yesterday. I didn't want to, but I did. And that sense of, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. I want to cultivate what I want, and I don't want to give any of my time, effort, energy, nothing, thought, nothing. I don't want nothing. Right? This is what I want, this is what I don't want. Why do I want to hang on to what I don't want? I don't. I really don't. It's a reflex that excuse me. It's a reflex that we have when we say no and somebody doesn't listen. You can't be heard, right? That reflex just keeps saying, stop, and don't do that. That effort, okay, that effort is necessary, but it also has to be constrained by what we want. So if I spend all my time on what I don't want, where's the time available for what I do want? Not there, right? Because all my time is taken up with stuff that I don't want. How does that make any sense? Doesn't. I want to be over here with the things that I want. Okay? One of those, again, this week, and I'm thinking about several things in context of things that I do want. All right. One of the things that I had started this week with was a review of generally some of the things that I have practiced, some of the things that I have learned. That's been kind of this week is the introduction to 2023. Some things I'm starting over, some things will be starting new. Still working on what all of that looks like. As I was talking through some of that on Wednesday, I showed Wudang Tai Chi sword. And I started to show the opening for Wudang Dragon sword. Then it wasn't there. It wasn't there. It reflects that I'm talking about this morning. It wasn't there. What happened? First, I had not practiced it in a while. Yeah. Second, I was on camera. And that changes the way that I think about some things. It's, well, I'm on camera, right? So, I went back. I got the sword out, yeah. And I got to be careful of the light fixture up here. I went back and looked at what the issue was and what I was forgetting. And I thought about it, and I remembered when I very first started learning Dragon Sword. I remembered where I was. I could talk about that at length. I was in China. I was in Zhengzhou. And it was cold. It was really cold. Yeah, it was winter. It's cold. That's where I was. That's when I started learning it. When I started learning Yang style Tai Chi from Huang Wenlun, I was in a park in North Miami. I was. When I think about that version of Yang style Tai Chi, that's where I am. That's what I think about. That connection helps me to remember whatever it was in the movement, whatever it was in the correction, whatever it was that was part of my learning experience when I was learning that particular form. Now, sometimes there are things in those memories that I would just rather not pay attention to, and that does affect my ability to remember what I'm doing. Part of what I need to do in order to overcome that is to create something new. I have a new memory of practicing this particular form, of doing this particular thing in a new circumstance, and I pay attention to that. So, I paid attention to that. From the opening, yes, I know, this is not Qigong. There's Qigong connection. It's there. This is from the opening for Wudang Dragon Sword. That's the opening. There's a turn and an extension there. I ain't got enough room in here to do it. That was from Wudang Tai Chi, right? We have the same opening, Wudang Tai Chi, right? Come up, Wudang Tai Chi. Here. Wudang Tai Chi opening is different. It really is. And the dynamic, the way that this turn happens, here. That's part of Dragon Sword. It's not a quiet form, it's moves. Homage. Now, I will freely admit that there are lots and lots and lots of improvements that I can make in my forms. I will. I'm right there with that. And when I look at some of the things that I do, and I come to today, and I compare with what I did 10, 15 years ago, compare with what I did 20, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, because I go back that far. I go back further than that. That comparison, that sense of what progress have I made, what skills have I gained, and where does that fit on my own spectrum of learning? Have I done what I think I should do with this particular form, with this particular method, with this particular practice? Could I do more? Do I want to do more? I talked about that as well. There were things that I just didn't practice. I learned them and I wanted to, but it just didn't work out that way. Other things that I have retained. I've retained quite a bit, actually. So when one of the things, and I'm going to talk about that for a second, one of the things that I looked for when I was learning, and for the things that I've kept, was the opportunity to develop more, to learn more about those things. So if all I did was to go to a workshop or a seminar, it was this finite period, this one thing, and whatever I could take away was what I took away. I wasn't going to be able to go to necessarily another seminar. That it wasn't an ongoing class that I could come back to and continue learning and keep going and have that continuous learning, right? It was here it is, it's a workshop, that's it. Here it is, we're done. If I do that, I can learn something from that, but I don't get the continuity, I don't get the depth, and that was one of the things that I looked at when I was studying. What am I going to keep? I tried workshops. I did. I went to several. I learned something from all of them, and they were all extremely valuable. Did I keep what I learned from the workshops? Not really. Bits and pieces, yeah. But when I learned this form from this teacher, did I keep it? No, I didn't. Because, and part of the reason was that I didn't see the opportunity to develop more depth in that art. I wasn't studying with that teacher on a regular basis. That particular person was not accessible to me on a regular basis, or was not accessible to me at all. You can't do that. Yeah, you can come to the workshop, but this person is traveling. They're not available, right? Or yeah, you can come to the workshop, and there's more workshops that you can come to, but This person doesn't teach anything other than workshops, right? All I get is a workshop, and I got to figure out the rest of it. Didn't work for me. Now I could probably, I'd be fine. I'm fine. But when I was starting, for the first 10, 15 years, no, that wasn't going to work for me. I wanted more depth. I wanted that building of understanding, knowledge, skills, and abilities that you only get from repetition. You only get it from doing it over and over and over again, and each time adding just that little bit more so that the practice becomes more full, more complete, and more unified with everything in your body and your environment, your internal and external. Right? The internal connections, the external connections, everything is working well. It's all working together. You feel good. The body is well balanced, and pretty much everything improves. The physical health improves, mental health improves, emotional health improves. That sense of moving from where we are, developing the skills to improve how we are, and then practicing those skills. So it's not just, okay, well, I learned that and it's factual knowledge and now I know it. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. It's practice. That actually doing something matters. The first set that I start with for this class, and we're going to do this in just a second, shaking the tail feathers, is set 10 in the 18 sets. This turning the waist, the smooth up and down motion, just bend and straighten and bend and straighten. Sit behind the heel so you go down further, open the back, open it, just keep the back straight as you go up and down. That smooth motion combined with the breath, combined with the turning, combined with the movement, gives us a sense of quiet and complete. Big circle, both sides with the breath. Quiet and complete. This is paying attention to being quiet. This is not paying attention to the movement. If you're paying attention to the movement, you need to work on a little bit more. And breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax the breath. Nice and easy, coordinate the body. Let it flow. Nice flowing, easy movements. No stopping. Relax through the back. Relax through the upper body. Open the waist. Use the breath. direct the movement with the idea behind, follow through. Where's the circle? 2 more. Where's the circle? Don't stop, last time. From the center, hands down along both sides, pull up to the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Relax. Okay. Flowing, nice, easy movement that goes here and there, that doesn't stop, that just continues. Through both sides. Right? As we're turning, as we're moving, we're generating energy. This is physics, kinetic energy. It's hard physics. We generate energy when we're moving. It's what we do. How we do that? How we do that depends on a long, long list of things. What we want to do in Qigong class is to develop the skills to manage that long, long list of things, so that both the physical movement, external, outside, physical body movement, and the internal movement. Where's the chi? Where's the energy? Where's my intent? What am I trying to do? My intent is to, I don't show you this, my intent is to turn from side to side. Smoothly, completely, and quietly. This is what we're doing just a little bit ago, right? This was the exercise that I showed. Smooth, complete, quiet. That's my intent. My intent is to develop the physical movement and to pay attention to each and every muscle and tendon that I'm moving as I move. Still going. Relax. That difference. First one, I'm trying to be supple. I'm trying to be relaxed. I want that flow. Everything flows, everything moves. Second one, a lot more tension going on. My intent is to build strength. My intent is to use each and every muscle possible, each and every tendon, each and every ligament, each and every sinew for the movement. All of them. How are they supposed to be used? Well, you find them all and figure it out, and then we put them all together. It's advanced class. You use them all. You don't get to, no. Intermediate class is where you figure where they're all at, and how we're supposed to use them, and what's this muscle do, and what's that muscle group do. And you're supposed to know all that by the time you get here. Oh. Well, that difference, that sense of what kind of thing am I, what am I doing over here, that ability to choose how we're going to practice today is also an advanced skill. It's not, I'm going to just do this and 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 this forever. I might have to repeat this for quite a while in order for my body to learn it, in order for my muscle memory to know it, for my ability to use it, to react, to do something. Without having to think about, well, let's see, I'm supposed to put my foot here and I got to put my hand over here, and right? If I have to think about that, I can't. I'm too late. I'm too late. So, as I'm learning, I have to think about that. I have to get to a point where I don't think about that. I can just do it. And then I take a couple more steps, and then I've gotten to where I know enough about what I'm doing. I know enough about what I should be doing. And I've practiced sufficiently, differs for everybody, sufficiently to gain enough skill to do what I'm trying to do. If I haven't practiced sufficiently to pick my foot up, take it off the ground, right? If I don't have my balance, I have better balance on the other leg, right? This one's still a little wobbly, right? It's all right, but it's not as good as this one. It should be better. I'm right-handed, but all right. So if I can't do that, if I can't shift my weight and sustain my weight over one leg while I pick my leg up, I can't do this movement. How much I pick my leg up, that's a question. Like we can less or more. It still has to come up, right? I still have to shift the weight. I still have to be able to move this foot independently. If I cannot do that, I have to develop the skill to be able to do that, right? That development, it's not instant. There's people like, oh yeah, I understand that now. Look at me. No, no. Give yourself some time. Seriously, give yourself some time. Let your body tell you when it's ready. It will. That feels pretty good. I can do that now. And then get started. That listening skill is something that as advanced practitioners, as advanced students, we want to develop that skill. Especially for how we're going to pay attention to what we're doing. What should I be listening for? If my goal is, my intent, right, is to practice quietly, what should I be listening for? I should be listening for tension in my body. Am I holding tension in my shoulders? Am I doing this? Right? No, this is not good. Right? Am I holding tension somewhere else that I don't want to have that tension? Am I practicing in a way that I want to use that tension, that I want to use that energy? Am I doing that correctly? Am I using smooth muscle? Am I bunching my muscles? Am I gripping tight? Am I holding versus gripping? Because the gripping just bunches your muscle and makes you tense. It doesn't do anything for you. That smooth extension of the muscle and being able to use the muscle as the human body can function, that's really impressive. I would, yeah, but you have to learn your anatomy first, right? So, what can my hands do? What can my arms do? What can my feet do? What about my shoulders? What are they allowed to do? And I say that aloud in terms of the physical limitations of that body part to do what kind of movement. I can't do that with my shoulder. I can't. I can rotate my shoulder, but I can't turn it around like that. I can turn my arm. I can do this with my arm, right? I can go in both directions, and I can go from side to side. So I got a lot of room to move my arm. I can't do quite as much with my leg, although I don't have that much limitation, right? I have some limitations, but they're my own limitations, not human body limitation. All right, so my own limitation, human body limitation. What's the human body limitation? What can I do? What can't I do? I do that. I can't do that with my knee. My knee does not bend this way. It doesn't go up this way. It doesn't. It'll go back, but I can't. It doesn't bend up this way. It doesn't. It's not intended to do that. Same as my elbow will bend this way, but it's not intended to go that way. It doesn't. It doesn't work. That understanding of how the body works, the body mechanics behind what those movements are, is part of what we need to know. We need to understand. Whether it's the litany of medical terminology and physiology, and this is the what muscle, and this is the, you know, this is what, and this, yeah, I'm horrible at that. I can do it, I have to work at it. I'm really good at visualizing, particularly for movement. So when I think about the muscle groups that we're talking about, I think about, and I'm going to do this because I'm here and I'm going to wrap up here in a second. I think about things like this. This is a picture of the spine. Let me go to, there's a couple places where, yeah, this is all right. This is a diagram of the arm and the shoulder. It's showing blood vessels, but you know, you get the idea. Get the idea. All right. So this detailed image. What do the neck muscles look like? Yeah, that's pretty much what they look like, right there. All right. So what does that mean for how we move? All of those muscles work. They do things. Okay? Muscles in the hand. We're accustomed to seeing this out here. So we're accustomed to the hand being used for all kinds of things. We do things like that. Right? Everybody, I talk with my hands quite a bit. I try not to, but I do. And we're comfortable, generally, with using our hands and our arms for certain things. We're not as comfortable with using our legs for those same things. Yeah, we're not. We do different things with our legs. So this sense of, what do I do with this body part? What can I do with that body part? What is the ordinary function for this body part, this muscle group, what do I do with that? How do I hold so that as I'm moving, I not only can control the movement, I can direct it, and I can use my choice of whatever I want to put behind it. I would like it to be quiet and soft. I would like it to be strong. I would like it to be quick. I would like it to be my choice. Developing the skill to have that be your choice is part of what I'm hoping to get to in some of this advanced work that we're going to do this year. All right, so this was a wrap up, is also some introduction. I will not be as long-winded in a lot of the other classes. There will be some further discussion of the philosophy and how we put each of these pieces together. I hope you'll join me. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.